I'm Randy Reid, editor of the Edison Report, and we are here at LEDucation 2023, and I'm joined by Ruskin Hartley, the executive director of the International Dark Sky Association. And welcome, Ruskin.
Thanks so much for having me, Randy.
Well, we're glad you're here. First of all, I want to start off, how's my good friend Pete Strasser doing?
Yeah, Pete Strasser, our technical director for the last 20 years, he's doing great, but he's had some health issues and he's decided to move into early retirement, but really appreciate everything he's done for the organization over the last about 20 years, really advancing quality lighting, working with so many people in the lighting industry. So thanks for asking, Randy.
Since Dr. Crawford, I mean, he's kind of the second guy I think of, and of course now you're the guy that I think of. So we're glad that you're here. Tell us a little bit about what IDA is doing these days.
I think IDA is in a really great spot at the moment. I mean, I think that maybe the challenging news is there's a recent study that says globally light pollution is increasing 10% per year every year. So there's some real challenges ahead. I mean, I think there's some really incredible opportunities. A lot of the opportunities are actually kind of, as Pete would say, in the catalogs of the lighting communities. All we need to do is people really understand the issue and then mobilize to act.
You sent me that statistic about the 10%, and it blew me away because light pollution is known more than it's ever been known. People are talking about it. People are designing around it. So given that, why is it increasing?
Well, I think that's a great question, and it's one that has some simple answers and has some very complex answers. So why is it increasing? Well, essentially, we're using too much light. We're putting out so much light. Light has become so cheap and so ubiquitous that you can basically spray it everywhere. And I don't think anyone sets out to say, "Hey, I'm going to wake up this morning and figure out what I can do to increase light pollution." But because people aren't aware of it and they aren't aware of the simple tools and techniques you can follow to actually produce quality lighting and reduce the impact, we see the results every day. You just walk down the street in New York and you see lights blasting into the sky, but maybe more worrying, you see lights blasting into your eyes and you're averted all the way. So it's really a combination of lack of awareness and just a lack of thought in terms of how we're applying lighting.
I also remember a few weeks ago you sent me a press release, I believe, about a park in Europe that is dark sky certified. Is that the right term?
One of our signature programs is our International Dark Sky Places program, and these are really place-based examples of both natural darkness but also quality lighting. There are now more than 200 places certified around the world. In fact, on every continent, I like to say every continent apart from Antarctica. Not one in Antarctica yet, but it's really a growing global movement where communities are coming together and say, we have something special here, we want to protect it. But we don't want to deny people light in the places that they need to use it. So really it's about quality lighting, and it's also about protecting natural darkness.
How is membership in the IDA? Is it growing?
Yeah, membership's growing, Randy. I mean, membership is growing both in terms of the people who are directly supporting us, but I think what's really interesting is membership is growing in terms of the people who want to be aligned and engaged in this. We've seen really strong interest from the lighting community to come on board with dark sky approved fixtures. We're seeing more people want to align, more people involved with our conferences. So great uptick in interest over the last few years.
Okay, tell me about some of the labeling that you are doing for fixtures.
Yeah, in addition to our International Dark Sky Places program, we really certifies landscapes and communities. We're probably known for two other things. One is our certification program for individual luminaires, individual fixtures, our dark sky approved fixture program. We have thousands and thousands of fixtures that are certified. To reduce the impact, to promote quality lighting and reduce the impact on the nighttime environment. Fixtures that do simple things like shining the light down on the ground, that could be dimmed down, that have lower glare and have generally lower color temperatures, so that they're warmer and they're more comfortable to our eyes. One of our other new programs is where we, for the first time, actually certified the application of light, because Randy, you can take a great fixture and you can do really horrible things with it, right? The greatest fixture in the world, in the wrong hands, can be a bad fixture. So our outdoor sports lighting program begins to look at that for the first time and says, look, sports lighting, yes, these are high output lights, and for many communities when they go, and they can create tremendous amounts of community impact, glare, light trespass and sky glow. But by following our guidelines, you can make sure you're putting the light on the field where you need it, and you're minimizing light trespass and glare in the community and your neighbors. So it's a great example of, I think, the future of IDA.
You guys are doing great work, and we sure appreciate everything that the International Dark Sky is doing these days. Ruskin, as we wrap up here, tell our audience a little bit about what the future holds for IDA.
Well, Randy, as I mentioned up the top, light pollution is growing at 10% per year. So clearly, if we keep doing just exactly what we've been doing for the last 30 years, we're maybe not going to solve this issue. So our board took a hard look at that over the last year. In the next few weeks, you're going to see some new changes coming from IJ, announcing our sort of new strategic plan, which is really focused on a couple key changes for us. Now, we've come out of the astronomy community, but more and more we realize we have to align light pollution with other things that people care about: the impact on biodiversity, the impact on wildlife, the impact on public health, in fact, the relationship to climate change and energy. So you're going to see a new strategy for IJ aligning with those interests and looking at what do we need to do to adopt policies so that we can improve quality lighting, what can we do to advance quality lighting practices, and how can we build broader global coalitions and collaboration so that we can solve this issue. Because unlike so many other environmental issues, we have no idea how to remove plastics from the ocean. We are struggling to remove carbon from the climate. It's going to cost us billions of dollars. We can solve light pollution, and it's simple. Quality light, use it when you need it, dim it down when there are fewer people around, and turn it off when no one's around. It's really that simple.
It really is. Thank you so much, Ruskin. Appreciate it.